know, I tell you, me and this button, that this transition and stuff. But anyway, hi, you guys. Welcome to the show. Sorry about yesterday. I just was not, my stomach was not feeling it at all. I think I did too much Thanksgiving because I just have not been feeling the same ever since. But I'm better now. And so here we go. Here we go with the show. This is What the Fuck Tuesday. We call it that. The name got changed about 2 years ago from, well, I forgot what it was because it didn't stay that for very long. We changed it to this because every question you're sitting there like, what the fuck? What were they thinking? What the fuck is going on here? Stuff like that. So we just changed the name of the show to reflect the general nature of the letters because that's what we do. We go over advice letters that people have sent in previously. So if you came here thinking you was going to get your question answered on the show tonight, sorry to disappoint. You have to send them in advance, which you can do at the link that you will find in the show description below. These questions were already sent in a couple of weeks ago, last week, whatever. And so we answered these select group of letters, of which today there are a grand total of 22. I guess that's our new normal. Because I told my cousin, even if you give me 25, I'm not going to do them. That's too much. It's too much. Yeah, so you guys, those of you who wrote in letters, be sure to listen for yours. And in addition to what you hear me say, check out what is said in the chat room because a lot of times they have a lot of, they have information that will augment what I say because they may live in that general vicinity. They live in that country. They know more about the laws than I do, more about the resources than I do. So, be sure to do that as well because the audience here is from all over the world. And we together, though, we're going to take care of you. All right. Let's go. Oh, hey, Miriam. I love it when people are new and they say, hi, I'm new. Where's my little firebug? Healy. The one who just want to burn everything up. I haven't seen her lately. Well, let's go. So, what the fuck Tuesday for? Well, this was did say yesterday, December 1st, but here it is the second. So let's go. Question number one. Female, 22 to 30, from Manchester, England. There's a male I know who has been on and off attracted to me. We're friends. We have been for many years, and he's been hot and cold with me many times. I'm to the point where I now only consider him as a platonic friend. He can do whatever he wants. I don't ever expect him to commit to me, and I'm not, and I'm interested in someone else. Deb, I've known this dude for 5 years, but all of a sudden he starts casually mentioning to me that he can see ghosts. First letter out the gate. Here we go. And because of them, he finds it hard to sleep at night. I've known him for so long and gotten so romantically close to him even, and he's never even mentioned this. He says that there is a realm that opens and the ghosts come out and they keep him awake. He basically claims he can see ghosts around his house and he can hear them, which keeps him awake. But he thinks he's the little dude in that Bruce Willis movie. What was that movie called? Remember that? Where the little boy says, "I can see people." Yeah, he think he's got doing the plot of that. That's what it sounds like. Anyway, he seems totally casual about it and doesn't seem to make a big fuss about it or be bothered at all. But he always makes it a point to text me at around 1 a.m. and say that he's seen lots of ghosts that night. Yeah, Sixth Sense. Thank you, Princess. So you have a bit of background. I've known for many years that he suffers from insomnia. It runs in his family, as his dad and grandfather have it too. I've known his mother could read auras. We've had these talks, but this is just so out of the blue. One big part of me thinks he's trying to use these stories to grab my interest and attention since I don't give him much anymore. As previously, he told me that he is a, quote, low functioning psychopath. Really now, this dude just gets more and more useless. He has also contradicted himself. He mentioned one night that he could see ghosts and they kept him awake, and basically he saw people in his kitchen and doing things. But the next night he said that the ghosts probably don't want to hurt anyone and that they are probably people I know anyway. Considering you told me that you can see them as a whole person and they keep you awake, shouldn't you already know that they're people that you know or what they want? I'm not usually a skeptic. I believe in a lot of things. But understand that I feel skeptical because of the circumstances. He always moaned about how he can't sleep well because of insomnia because of hereditary and from serving in the forces and 4 a.m. starts. So why change the story so suddenly? He is really rolling with it too, Deb. He's bringing it up to everyone saying, oh, I can't sleep because of the ghosts. But everyone tends to brush it off. I really just don't understand. Can you provide some insight? What am I, the ghost whisperer now? The crazy person, like, fixer or something? Girlfriend. Besides being fodder for lots and lots and lots of jokes, because I could run this with the whole show and just be going in on dude. But I have 21 other people that are waiting for a response. I'm not going to do that. But what I'm going to tell you is this. It does, like you said, seem rather suspect, the timing of this. I mean, because even for people who are verified, able to see, they have this third eye and all this old stuff, it starts when they're young, and they identify it as such. It wouldn't just suddenly magically happen because you're not paying them any attention. So if I were you, I would just ignore him and tell him to stop being stupid and stop trying to have such a bid for attention because he makes himself look like an idiot. And that if he really wanted to prove that he could see ghosts and stuff, ask him to tell the ghost to give him the lottery numbers for tomorrow's lottery. And then when you win millions and millions of dollars, tell him then you'll believe him. Other than that, to stay out of your face with this nonsense. See, that's what I mean. Because it's like, the ghosts need to be useful. You can walk around and see the past, the present, the future, and all this stuff. You know everything. Tell me what's gonna win tomorrow. Because I'm tired of working. Okay, I want some money. Tell the ghosts to make themselves useful. Tell you the combination to some bank vault or something. I mean, something that is going to help you. But if he can't do that, then tell him and his ghosts are useless and they can both kiss your butt. Moving on, question number 2. Female 18 to 21, Portland, Oregon. I'm writing to you because I know you will have a perspective that my friends don't. I am white, and so is my boyfriend, and so are all of my friends. Okay, why do people feel the need to announce that? Deb, my boyfriend of 2 months told me the other day that he wants to record us while we do it. What? But I'm not comfortable with the idea. How do I let him down without making him mad? Okay, let me think about how I'm going to say this because you're so young. Yeah, I know. Cassandra, that, I mean, like I said, at this point, there's people writing in from all over the world. Now, there's people that live in other countries from all over the world. So just because you say you live in Ireland, that doesn't mean that you're not, I don't know, Jamaican. You know what I mean? That doesn't matter to me unless we're addressing a cross-cultural relationship. Then it's important. You're talking about the interracial relationships and the variances amongst attitudes and upbringing and all this stuff. Okay, then it might be an issue. But if you just talking about some regular stuff, I mean, I don't care what color you are. You could be green, Martian, pinks with polka dots. It doesn't matter, people. So everybody listening to this, please stop announcing your ethnicity because I don't care. It's not going to change my answer in any way. Okay, I just need to put that out there because this keeps happening, and I'm wondering why people keep feeling the need to do this. But anyway. But on to your answer. Okay, so he wants to film you doing something. Okay, you tell him you're not going to film me walking down the hall. You're not going to film me doing anything. I don't trust you. I don't like you. I mean, personally, young lady, if you were my daughter and your boyfriend approached you with something like that and you told me, I would insist that you dump him immediately because, see, this is some foul, funky stuff right here. What does he want to do with that recording? The thing that you have to concern yourself with is, okay, they can put these on sites, they can charge people for it. He may already have some side hustle that he's trying to get going or has going that he hasn't told you about, and he's going to put this video online and charge people a grip to watch it. He could be live streaming it and getting people to pay for it, and you won't know. Not only that, once you break up with him, he has this video of you showing your face, showing your body, all the stuff is going on, and they have these like revenge sites where these nutcase boyfriends post nudes of their girlfriends and all this kind of stuff, right, to try to pay them back for leaving them. These dudes are not wrapped too tight. Okay, a lot of them are just straight up garbage and they're trash and they're stupid. So, and then you also have to figure the fact that once something goes on the internet, once you have a recording of something, it lasts forever. It lives forever. No matter where you try to get people to take it down off of sites and all that kind of stuff. Do you know how many people could have already downloaded it to their computers before that even happens? So this is the kind of thing you young girls have to take this stuff a lot more seriously. You might want to run for office someday. You might want to be president. You might want to be, a big CEO or something. And suddenly this stuff, this idiot stuff that when you were 18 and 19 years old resurfaces and humiliates you, your husband, and your children. You have to think not only about what's going on right now, but 20, 30 years into the future. Is what this motherfucker's asking me to do going to benefit me in any way? And the answer is hell no. So then you don't do it. It's not benefiting you to have him record you getting busy with him. It's not helping you. It ain't paying you no money. It's not giving you your degree that you going to school for. It's not going to pay your parents' mortgage off. It's not going to buy you a car. It's not going to do shit for you. Okay, this is for his freaky ass. So tell him if he wants to do that kind of stuff to go find somebody who's stupid enough to do it, because that ain't you. You get rid of this fool. And someone points out this is how trafficking starts. I mean, it could be that, but it could also just be because they could do that with a photo. I mean, they don't need this. But these kind of things are very, very dangerous to have in the hands of some man. I don't even care if you're married to him. You don't do it. You don't do it. Ever. No woman should be doing this kind of stuff. Okay? I just don't trust him. Then he's brought it up, he could be setting some secret stuff up. That's why I say break up with him, because he's already showed you what kind of character he has. Who approaches a woman that they allegedly care about with some stuff like that? That's some hoe shit. So he trying to play you for a hoe. And if you go along with it, he would be correct. Okay, so get your stuff together, get your mind right. You don't mean let nobody take nudie pictures of you and film you doing shit. Okay, I hope I made myself clear. Because these parents, a lot of parents not telling their daughters this kind of stuff. You got 12 or 13-year-old girls, little boys, nasty boys, asking them to send me, pictures of your boob and send me this and send me that. And the little dummy girls be doing it because they want somebody to like them. You parents need to do a better job with your daughters. My God. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. Female, 22 to 30, Atlanta, Georgia. That's true, Cassandra, because of the fact that, the people that you're close to, the ones that you think won't hurt you, are the ones that had the opportunity to do it. Everybody else you on guard against. They're not going to get that chance. It's going to be the one that you think, oh, he loves me. This my cousin. This my uncle. He been a friend of the family for 30 years. The ones you trust are the ones who can get close to you. And those are the only ones that had an opportunity to make you a victim. Okay? Most of this kind of stuff, it doesn't happen from strangers. It happens from people that you know and trust. 98% of it. So keep that in mind. Okay, question 3, female, 22 to 30 from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm 26. I dated my now 24-year-old boyfriend for about a year and a half. Okay, so you're two years older than him in your early 20s. That's, We took things slow, took our space, took our time, and things were always natural and not forced. He asked me to move in with him right around the 1-year mark, and I was stoked because things were going great. The first few months of living together were awesome. After 2 months, we started casually talking about marriage. He'd bring it up. I'd bring it up whenever. After a month later, he started pulling away and shutting down. I brought it up and asked what was going on. He said he just couldn't share anything with me, which had never been the case before. He shut further and further down until he said he couldn't find any love for me at all, no matter how hard he tried. It just wasn't there. Nothing in our relationship changed all that much. He said he still cares for me and tries to help occasionally, but he's mostly just cold and angry towards me. He's in the process of moving out, so we've had to see each other in the kitchen and other common areas. It just doesn't make sense. We were great together, like kids, and always honest, and then it just stopped. Is it possible he scared himself out of loving me? No, what you have to understand is, every relationship runs its course. Some courses are till death. Some courses are a month. Some courses are for 2 years. 18 months or 2 years seems to be a real common point at which couples either break up or start heading towards marriage. It's that I don't know what goes on in that period of time. I think it's just enough time for you to, get to know someone, family and how they think and how they do things and all of that. And you have to decide at that point if you see yourself living like this for, on into the distance. And then sometimes at that point, people decide that they don't see themselves doing that. They don't want to live like that. And sometimes it's even something as simple as they met somebody else that they like more. Now, in your case, and I know nobody probably told you this, but you evidently were 24 and he was 22 when you guys started dating. Do you know the mental and emotional level of a 24-year-old is like a 30-year-old male? You are light years ahead of him maturity wise. That is what you did should have never happened. I'm just telling you straight up. It's fine to date younger men. Now, you know what I mean? It's date them, kick around with them, and all stuff. A young dude in his 20s, 22 years old, is an idiot. And there ain't no way in this world he's ready to be committed to anybody and do anything like be married. Not in this American culture. Not, it's just, no. They're not mature enough. So this is a discussion that you really should have had with an elder, your mom, somebody who could have given you a different perspective on this guy and just let don't move in with him. Don't, just keep it as it is and be prepared for it to blow up because at 22, 24 years old, that's what's going to happen. A lot of young women don't want to accept that reality and they want to have the stars in their eyes, happily ever after fantasy. But I'm just telling you, just look at the numbers. Look at the reality. Look at the vast number of relationships in that age group that go up in smoke. Y'all is too young. You don't even know who you are yet. And you talking about marrying somebody? That's a pipe dream. Put that pipe down, cause that you dreaming, girlfriend. And anybody else in that age group that's talking about that too, we gonna get married. You're gonna get divorced. That's what's gonna happen. You are with a man child at 22, 23, 25, 27-year-old males. Just they're not there yet. Don't even waste your time. You talking about a husband? You should be looking at no man younger than 30 years old. And most of the time they still don't have any sense. But at least they might be trying to get some. But you talking about he's a kid at 22, 24 years old, mentally, emotionally, he's a child. So I understand you're hurting. Please don't think I'm trying to minimize your emotional pain. I am merely telling you how to think about these things and as well as use these opportunities, these letters, to educate the listeners. So those of you who are in this age group and you with this dude and you think, oh, we're going to get married and it's going to be lovely and it's going to be happily ever after and we're going to have 2, 4, or 5 children and a mortgage and 2 dogs. It's not going to happen. And even if it does happen, it's going to blow up in your face because the guy is too immature. They lie, they cheat, they play stupid mind games. They're like kids up here. Okay, then here you are, being a female, you're much more mature even than your chronological age. So if you're already older than him and you have the female maturity aspect to calculate in there as well, you're like 30, 32 years old mentally and emotionally, and he's 24. Never was going to work. Okay, so and I'm sure he's a very nice guy. I'm sure he had his heart in the right place and all of that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, was he prepared to really carry through mentally and emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and everything else, the dreams that you had of him? And I'm telling you flatly, the answer is no. And I could count on one hand the number that is the case. So you young ladies in this age group, date these dudes. You can love them if you want to. But one thing you do not do is start putting a whole bunch of plans on them for them to perform as mature adult males because they're not. And it's going to take many, many years for them to reach that point. Sometimes I'm really starting to think, because motherfuckers in their 50s, they still ain't there. And I just be looking at them like, okay, you about to knock on death's door any minute and you still haven't grown up? This is some bullshit. And they want to be getting in your face and just using up your time and energy and wasting your time and stuff. I'm like, where they do that at? Because that's not at Deb's house. You just get out. So I don't know. So anyway, that's a long-winded answer to your question. Question number 4. This is from a guy in the 50 to 59 age group in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Kira, what should I do? My 29-year-old daughter and her 2-year-old son live with us, and she won't respect our rules about her boyfriend staying overnight. I can't put her and my grandson out in the street, and she has nowhere to go. What are my options? She don't have nowhere to go. Please explain to me why that is your problem with a 30-year-old woman. Okay, she got a boyfriend. How come she can't go live with him? Is that the baby daddy, or is this some new person that entered the scene after she already has a kid with somebody else that's only two? These girls be moving fast sometimes, so I have to ask. It may seem like, well, why would you even ask that? Because I would want to know, but you didn't say. So let's just assume that this is dude's kid. Why don't dude have his woman and his kid living with him? Why is he coming to park his ass in the bed with that woman at your house as a man? So see, this is how, like, you, sir, I don't know what. Okay, I got to pull my word out again. Milk toast. You weak. You wear drawers, panties like a woman. Yes, I'm talking about you to your face. I'm talking about you to your face, because what kind of man lets some bullshit like this go up under his roof? You supposed to tell that dude when he get ready to come in your house, you stand there because that's your goddamn house. And you say, look here, nigga, you ain't coming up in here. You ain't paying no bills in here. You ain't eating shit here. You ain't sleeping here. You ain't running up no water bill. You ain't turning on nary a light because you don't run shit here and you ain't paying no bills here. You want to fuck her? You take her ass to your house and you do all that you want to. Take your kid too. As long as I'm putting a roof over their head and I'm feeding these little motherfuckers, your ass ain't stepping foot up in here unless you walk up to me with $500 every time you hit this door. That's the only time I want to see your monkey face. So get your ass back in your car, your Uber, your ride on your skateboard, however the fuck you got here, you get out. And don't let me catch your ass up in this house again. I'm going to shoot you. Because this is my house. And I'm telling you right now, don't you ever bring your black monkey ass back up in here. Okay, now, the fact that you haven't said that to this dude and you just let him come up in your house and run over you and do all this stuff like whatever they want to do, I don't understand here. I don't understand where they do that at. What kind of man would let that happen? My daddy wouldn't even let somebody come and visit too long if he was like feeling some kind of way. And he wouldn't even say too much. He always wore like a gun. He had a permit to carry, and this was, back in the day. And he was standing there. He started to wear this like leather jackets and leather trench coats and shit. He was standing there and put his hand on his hip so that pistol showed. And he said, when you leaving, son? And the boys all got the hint. I'm leaving right now, sir. It was nice visiting you with you, Deb. I'll see you at school. And they would get ghost. Okay, so he didn't have to say nothing. Everybody knew. Word spread at my school. And so then it was hard for me to have, so, I didn't really have dates in high school. Nobody wanted to go out with me because of my daddy. Everybody was scared of him. That man was crazy. Like I said, he wouldn't say anything. He would just stand there with this face. Just like stern, like what they call it, resting bitch face. That's the new name for it now for women. But he would just have that face. And then he would just pull his coat back and show them the handle of his gun. And be like, when you leaving, son? Yeah, so that's the kind of thing. This she's like that escalated quickly. That's the family I come from. So it's my violent nature is innate. But this, sir, you then okay, that's how you handle him. Okay, then you go to this raggedy daughter and you tell her you got 2 weeks, or well, till the end of the year. I guess we're in a new month now. You got till December 31st to get the fuck out of my house. Even if you can't leave, if you can't find a place for you gonna leave the baby here and you gonna take your ass somewhere, and you gonna have 3 months after that to come get him, or I'm gonna turn him over to CPS. So what you gonna do? Now, you would be horrified. See, most people, I couldn't say that to my child. I couldn't do something like that to my grandchild. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying this is what you're going to tell her. But me, I would be making sure, because I have, get the little index card or the business card from some CPS social worker and show it to her. because it gives a little extra validity to what you're saying. You know what I mean? And find out what the options are, how that works if you have to turn somebody over. Because at your age, people, you and your wife, you mean you guys are getting older. I mean, maybe you don't have the energy or the health to deal with a 2 year old, a 3 year old, a 4 year old. A lot of people, have serious health issues. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody, you heard the letter. I mean, he didn't really say that much, but I'm just saying this is also often a factor in why aging parents cannot take on the burden of their grandchildren, no matter how much they would want to and how bad they feel about it. They cannot physically or financially handle it because of their own issues. So this is a reality that a lot of aging parents have to face because their kids are trifling. And see, all that time she's sitting up there and laying around fucking, she ought to be looking for a job. And I would remind her of that. You got time to fucking try to make another baby, bitch. Get your ass up and get on there and find you another job. Hit the streets and go put in some applications. I don't give a fuck what you do, but you're not gonna be up in here fucking. Because that's laying around fucking. That's what people do that have a job, that have income. That ain't you. So you don't get to lay around in my house and fuck. Get up and get the fuck out. That's what she would hear. You know what I mean? No, you ain't doing that. And so she said, get on Indeed, heifer. I don't care where, they have a lot of jobs open on LinkedIn, Craigslist. I don't care where you look, but you're going to look and you're going to find something. If you got to work at McDonald's, they always hiring. And Walmart and shit, that's still a job. You need to have a job. You're a mother. You need to be working. Okay? And it's good because she don't have to she living with her parents, right? So even if she has a low paying job, she can still save up money because while she looks for something better. You see what I mean? So them letting her just sit around the house like that wouldn't happen not under my roof. Mm-mm. So that's how you handle that. You say, what are your options? I just told you what to do. Question 5, female 22 to 30 on the Gold Coast of Australia. Recently, my boyfriend and I have been going through a really hectic 2 months of breaking up and getting back together. And every single time, he was the one that broke up with me and getting back together with me. On the last breakup, I was furious and so angry that I could not care less about him anymore. Okay, this one's going on for 2 months. How long was y'all together? Do you say? No. Okay. I was going out of my way to look for other guys to sleep with, but one night at a party, another ex of mine was there and I ended up sleeping with him. Halfway into it, I stopped and completely regretted it. I didn't want anything else but my ex back. The next few days, my ex and I started to speak again. He asked me if I slept with someone. I could not tell him the truth because of how much it would hurt him. He hated my other ex because he knew how much he hurt me. Now it's been almost 2 weeks since, and we are slowly trying to get back together. But every day I hate the thought of him finding out through someone else and having to live with this lie. I really don't know what to do. And my friend said he doesn't need to know, and I agree because it would break him and us, but I don't want him finding out from someone else. Deb, any help or insight would be so appreciated. Okay, you being stupid right about now. This man don't want you. You know what? Because men who really want to be with you don't do makeup to break up. Okay, he breaks up because of somebody else he wants to tap and he wants to be free while he does it. So he's technically not cheating on you because you all is broken up, right? Then he dips and dabs over there and then he comes on back and you like a dummy let him do it. So y'all have this revolving door relationship. You couldn't possibly be taking this seriously. You couldn't possibly be doing that. So I'm going to tell you this. He always is the one breaking up with you, right? This is your opportunity to break up with him. You say, oh, during our last breakup when you wanted to toy with my feelings the last time, I said, fuck you. And I went and fucked my ex-boyfriend. And guess what? It was good, too. I loved it. I was screaming his name. I was screaming Jesus' name. I was calling God. I was calling everybody but you. So I'm thinking that means it's the end of this relationship because I'm tired of you thinking that you can just come and go, come and go, come and go. Because at least with my ex, all I did was come. There was no going. So how you like that? I think it's time for me to move on. Something along those lines. Hurt his feelings. Put a knife in his heart. Make him jealous. Make him want to throw up. Just be just as vulgar as you possibly can. And then send him on his way. And then block him so that he can't be putting you in this roller coaster again. And stop thinking about somebody who treats you like a yo-yo. He just mean you come and go at his command? What's wrong with you? Have you no pride at all? Yeah, these people. I'm just saying. But see, this is why people donate to the cussing fund because because once I get started, Google starts painting the hand. But I always appreciate it, you guys. Question number 6, female 31 to 39 from the UK. Hi, Deb. I've been struggling with this for some time, she says. I have a 14-year-old son from a previous relationship. I met my husband 7 years ago, so that means the boy was 7, and we recently got married and we have a daughter together. There have been various displays of behavior from, wait a minute, how much did you write? Okay, she imagines separated couplers go through. He tries to make me jealous. He's spoiling son on an attempt to what seems like buy his affection. Okay. Yeah, nah, nah. My ex met someone 3 years ago. My son has some issues adjusting as he's been overly spoiled, and my ex's new partner has 4 children. Wow. Within weeks of meeting, he made it clear he moved in with her. I said, okay, why are you telling me? It's not my business. A few months in, he calls me to ask was it my blood group that caused me problems in pregnancy, as he was at the hospital with the partner and just found out they are pregnant. Congratulations. This being after I already had a child with my new partner, which I didn't tell him about until I was 5 months pregnant. All I got from him was oh, thanks you guys. Yeah, my Costco Remy is gone. I took it to the Thanksgiving. Folks acted like they had never seen liquor before. It was too funny. So that didn't last no time. Anyway, when I was pregnant with our son, I chose a name should it be a girl, and the dad chose a name should it be a boy. He called his new daughter with new partner the exact first and middle name that was going to be for our child if would have had a girl. So he recycling names that y'all created for your kids, and he used them with his new girlfriend. When she was pregnant, my son said Dad brought her friends box sets to binge on while pregnant, and a flash entered my mind. He's trying to manipulate him into using one of the female character names. Okay, I don't know what she's talking about there. I recently found out the middle name. My son was just chatting and said it, and I couldn't believe it. It's very unusual, and I noticed where he got it from. Although I haven't said anything, I can't help but feel concerned and also feel bad for his new partner. Why would you make your daughter's name an instrument of spite? And how would his partner feel if she knew? Am I crazy for thinking she would be upset? I feel under attack. I feel like not saying anything is passively allowing this to continue to be reactive. I know he will say, oh, she's jealous of my life, which couldn't be further from the truth. I just feel his behavior is bizarre and a little bit scary. It's not scary at all, but it just shows knows it gets to your simple ass. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how you put a squelch to this. You tell him, oh, so I heard that you were so unoriginal, you using names that I thought of. So your daughter going to have some recycled bullshit for her name. I didn't even want to use the name. So that's how you going to do that, woman? Wow, wait till I tell her where you got that name from and see what he says. Because whatever it is, what he's doing is using your leftovers. Right? Because it was your thing. It's your leftovers. He's talking about naming his child. So, then you say, well, every time I see her, I'm going to just call her little garbage pail kid because that's some shit I threw in the trash and you pulled it out to name your child. And so you got a garbage pail baby. Or something equally fucked up. I mean, I would just be coming up with something that would just make him feel like he was stupid for doing that. But he's doing it because he's thinking it's going to get your goat, which it did because you have a simple mind. It's like you don't have a simple mind when you're dealing with a motherfucker. Okay, you can't let them get to you like that. I done told you women, you cannot let men see your emotions. You don't have emotions when it comes to stupid men. You don't have none. And you sit up here writing 68 paragraphs worth of bullshit about somebody choosing a name that you didn't even use. Who cares? You know how many people in the world probably had the exact name? Are you going to look all of them up on Google or something and then send them all a note? Oh, you use my name. What does that mean? I mean, stop this. Who gives a shit? But I would clown about it, though. I mean, all in fun, not in jealousy. Just like you like unoriginal motherfucker. You probably do the same strokes in bed that you did with me, too, since you don't never have you don't have nothing new about you. Everything with you is recycled and reused and rehashed. Your dick moves the same, your kiss is the same, your conversation the same. Everything about you is the same, recycled, rehashed, and just unoriginal and just everything. So whatever it is, whatever she getting, she will always have my leftovers. Cause I had it first. You're recycled, and everything about you is as well. So good luck with that. You know what I mean? Just fuck him over. Just fuck his head up because he's sitting there thinking, that he's hurting you. You're supposed to flip that around and put a knife in his heart and let him know, keep him awake at night thinking about the crazy shit that you said to him. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. And this is it's exactly. Even his underwear is old and recycled. Dude, they got the same moves. I mean, when it's your husband, you be like, oh, you endure because what else you gonna do? But you know what I mean? He just gonna roll it over to the next person, keep doing that same tired shit. Say, I bet you still do this and that for 30 seconds, and then you flip to this, and then you do this, and then you do 5 strokes, and then it's over. Huh? Is that what's going on over there? You see how I know your moves? Nigga, you got some new shit yet? But, just like that, Jimmy, just whatever comes to your mind that's just going to fuck him up, just say that. You don't have to be polite to him. He's your ex and he's trying to do the most. Oh, I would wear him out. I'd send him some, like a sex book with new moves in it. And I had to put them little tabs and little arrows and stuff that you can buy. They pull out the little pack and you stick it on the page and say, y'all should try this. I'm sure she'll be thrilled. It's way more interesting than anything that you've got in your current arsenal. Stuff like that. Just fuck with them. Yeah. It's just like whatever you can say because he think, she thinking she got something new and this and that. And just all it is recycled dick. It's nice, it's nice that she could use my leftovers. I threw that out. And it's nice that you found a home where someone could, bring you back to life. You old used shoe motherfucker. So I feel under attack. Girl, your mind is too weak. This is just sad. How old are you? You 31 to 39 and you can't have no mind games better than this? Come on now. I was doing shit like this when I was 19. Question number 7. Female over 65 out of San Diego. Hi, Deb. I am a 66-year-old widowed female. My husband passed away 7 years ago after 30 years of marriage. Oh, my God. We had a great relationship, no baggage. I was introduced by a mutual friend to a 67-year-old man. I live in California. He lives in my old hometown in Illinois. We talked for 3 solid months before agreeing to meet halfway in Las Vegas. We spent 5 lovely days together. He was a perfect gentleman, although he unnecessarily pointed out some silly flaws in me. Really? He is tall, dark, and handsome, funny, down-to-earth, well-read, well-traveled, with great conversation. I thought the attraction was mutual. He canceled plans to visit me in California and blamed me. I later went home for a visit and called him 2 days after I arrived. We met up only one time during my 14-day visit. I blew off his dinner invitation because I thought we could have planned better as well as invite me to his house. Later, he said he was staying out of my way since I was so busy with family and friends and said I need to be more sensitive to him, that he could be in the background and was not jealous. I returned to California and then COVID hit. His phone calls decreased. During one call, I kidded him about seeing women, and he said he met someone and they liked each other. My heart sank, and he said he didn't know how long she would be around because she was a germaphobe. I told him I wouldn't be calling him anymore since his focus was obviously elsewhere. He said I shouldn't dump him because he really likes me. We are both retired homeowners with good income and love to travel. He tried to set up further rendezvous in Vegas as friends, which I declined, making it clear that I liked him more than just friends and that my heart was broken. He apologized and said he was just being honest since he liked me. If he hadn't asked, he would not have mentioned her. He still calls, and I don't mind being friendly. I like talking to him, but I refuse to initiate any contact. I've gotten over my feelings for him. I am very confident with good self-esteem, and I'm not clingy. My question for you is, oh my God, finally, what would make a marriage end after only 2 years? He has been single over 40 years and has no kids. Is this a red flag? He expresses negative generalizations about women while alluding to a buffet of females. He thinks dating is no good, and in our age, we should move on quickly. Was he intentionally pushing me away by telling me about this woman and disguising it as him being honest because he likes me? I think putting distance between us is a normal reaction. Am I that out of touch? No. The one out of touch? Well, a little bit, because let me tell you this. This first sentence you said right here, okay, you met dude. This was your first meeting with this man. Normal men are on their P's and Q's. If they like you, they not trying to do, say, be, act, wear nothing that's going to turn you off, offend you, or cause you to give them the side eye. They are very conscious of it. That's what a lot of them are extremely nervous because they're trying so hard not to screw it up. Okay. But no, here he comes, just dancing into the room and just uh, pointed out some silly flaws in me. That was the moment right there that you knew there was nothing jumping off here. Okay, now you wouldn't know that because you were in a marriage for 30 years and you're a little out of touch with the modern dating scene. But spend some time on this channel, please. Especially look at the videos on, there's one called Disrespect in Relationships. And there's another one I just did about emotionally unavailable men. These patterns of behavior that he has fit both of those categories. I'm thinking if he was only married for 2 years, that's because he, snowed her in and got her, sure enough, with the gentlemanly behaviors and stuff. But it's one of two things. Either this silly flaws type of mentality he has, he started breaking her down, emotionally abusing her, and she had enough that she left after 2 years, or he's got serious ED. And after 2 years, she said, I can't take this no more. And she left. It's one of those two things. Okay? Because he's got everything else going. He got money. He's tall. He's dark. He's handsome. Right? He ain't ugly. So it's going to be one of them two things. And I'm telling you, I know I'm right. Possibly both, But one of them is still going to weigh. Okay, for each woman, one will weigh more than the other. Because some women feel like they've had enough eggplant. And they, as long as he can't use the hips, he use the lips or something else. They're okay with that. Okay? So for them, it would be the emotional abuse part, the verbal abuse and these little snarky comments. But for other women, they can deal, they brush that off. As long as you put down that pipe, they cool. So, it's going to weigh differently for each woman, but it's still going to be one of them two, or a combination thereof. That's all it could be. All right, let's move on. Okay, why did I pick these back up? Let's move on to question number 8. This is from a male in the 22 to 30 age group out of Denver. I had a wonderful friend. He and I shared everything. He was funny, easy to get along with. About a year ago, he got a medical marijuana card, and it became legal for him to buy a lot of marijuana. He's been high ever since. His personality has changed. He says very little now and is constantly worried about his pot supply. I was going through some things this summer, and he wouldn't listen to me, not even for a minute. These things that affected him, too. I gave up trying to communicate with my friend because I had to deal with the challenges I was facing. After I got through the challenges, I decided I no longer wanted to be his friend. This guy made no effort to contact me during this time. He finally sent me a DM a week ago. This is after 4 months of no contact. He wanted to know where I have been and why I haven't frequented a place we both visit. I politely replied, being vague, saying it was taking it easy due to the pandemic. The pandemic is working in my favor, but sooner or later there will be a vaccine and everything will get back to normal. I expect I will run into him. How should I approach this? I really don't feel like having a heart-to-heart conversation. He's gone down the marijuana rabbit hole, and that is his choice if that's what he wants. I just can't handle his current sad personality. And I'm not angry with him. I don't want to brush him off, but I'm done with being his friend. Any thoughts or suggestions on how to move forward? I don't understand why you, a grown-ass man in the 22 to 30 age group, that you can't open your mouth and tell him, dude, you all down the marijuana rabbit hole. I ain't trying to go there with you, and I'm not trying to deal with your bullshit from you being in that place. So you made your choice, and I'm making mine. Fuck out of here. Stay away from me. Okay, why can't you say that? You said you don't want to be his friend, and he's like all some other personality and all this other stuff. So, why is it you think you can't tell someone your truth? Why do you think you need to dip around? I mean, it's great that you write me. Don't get me wrong, because if people didn't write me, we wouldn't have any need for this column. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, as a man, you ought to have boundaries and you ought to have a voice and you ought to be able to stand up and tell other people how they are and are not going to be treating you. And I'm not, you're doing it, but you're doing it in a very passive way. Well, I just didn't talk to him and stuff. That's not how you handle yourself as a man. That ain't no G move. That's a little B move. You tell this boy when he comes to ask you, say, man, I'm not trying to be around you. You tripping. You turn into some bullshit I'm not trying to be around. So when I hang up this phone, don't call me no more. Lose my number because I'm about to block your ass. And so, and if I see you out on the street, keep it moving. Because I don't know you no more. You something else. I'm not trying to be affiliated with you. And then you hang up. I'm not really understanding why this is so hard. That's your truth. Speak it. Be asking, talking about what happened to you 4 months later. Well, see, my thing is, it's not like it's not like he's giving a F if his boy is smoking. That's not it. He said that they were really good friends, that he really enjoyed the man's, the buddy's personality, hanging with him and stuff. That buddy that he used to be so friendly with and have so much fun with isn't there anymore. That guy disappeared in a puff of smoke. And so if they were really truly good friends, he's gonna miss his friend. Okay. So it's not that he cares that the dude is smoking. He cares that the dude is not the person that he used to be friends with anymore. He's turned into something else. You're missing the whole point here. So that's not it. It's not that he's smoking. It's just that the smoking is what changed him. Okay, that's not the main issue here. But yeah, I'll speak my truth in a minute. I don't care who don't like it. It's not for you to like. It's for me to like. Because you liking doing in that cloud of smoke over there. That's what you like. Okay, I don't like that. So I don't have to be over there with you. Yeah, this is crazy. These people are crazy. So, dude, you better find your cojones. Make this magic happen. Tell this dude off and get him out your world. Question number 9. This is from a female, 22 to 30, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Right? I didn't skip anything, right? Okay. Where can I meet high-value men? Over the years, I have been to hiking groups as I enjoy exploring new places. A number of men from the hiking groups have shown interest in me, but as time has gone on, it's quite clear that they are emotionally unavailable and have no intention of working on their issues. I would still like to go hiking, but I feel uncomfortable bumping into some of these men because they can be creepy watching me interact with a new guy. I also think they're just users and like to ego boost when they are not getting any interest. I find a lot of these men tend to drink a lot, and have very unhealthy diets. I respect people's differences, but they always seem to have a problem with the fact that I don't drink and I have to have a strict diet due to an autoimmune disease. And again, some of them just laugh at that. If I was to date someone, I need someone to respect my diet rather than try to force me to eat something that could make me ill. Do you have any advice for me? Yeah. I mean, you're only 22 to 30 age group. I mean, I don't know where you are in that. Especially you want to go hiking around. But, don't you have some other interests that you could mix that up with? I mean, why do you only have to do hiking? That's what I'm trying to say. Look into doing other things that you enjoy where you're going to be exposed to other men that are not in the hiking group. So they won't be looking at you. You see what I mean? You're making that like your sole outlet for socializing. And I'm telling you, think about this. Think about this more and come up with some other options and then go to those things. I really used to like to do meetups, but with COVID, honey, once hooker, so I'm just seeing what she wrote hooker. Once COVID hit, that all went up in a puff of smoke. So I'm not sure what's going on Meetup at this point. I haven't been on the website, but they used to sponsor lots of different kinds of single events for people to get together based around activities that they enjoyed. But still, there has to be something. I mean, sculpting classes, writing groups, book clubs. I mean, there has to be something where you can do social distancing, wear your mask, and still be around people or do stuff outdoors. I mean, I guess this isn't necessarily the best time of year since you may just be snowing and whatnot. But There's got to be something. I mean, there's some snowboarding groups. I mean, think about this and then expose yourself to some new activities and some new people. But me personally, I wouldn't give a damn if they got in their feelings about it or not, because I was like, we didn't have any kind of relationship. What's wrong with you? I talked to you a little bit, and now I'm talking to somebody else. Okay? You don't own me. And I would be quick to tell them that. And as far as you telling them that you have, a strict diet and all of your D's and all, why are you telling a complete stranger all of that? They don't care. It's irrelevant. And of course they're gonna laugh at you because they wonder why you telling them that kind of stuff. It's kind of an overshare. All you have to do is say, especially if you want to lie, you say, "Oh, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to that. It makes me vomit. Makes me break out in hives." Break it down into simple things so that dummies can understand it. Everybody understands a rash, but a lot of people don't understand what autoimmune diseases is. It's like a foreign concept to them, okay? And special diets and all this kind of stuff. You don't need to tell everybody that. Just tell them, whatever. Like, oh, I've just lost weight and this is something I've chosen not to decide not to eat anymore. It makes me fat. I'll start looking like you. I'm not trying to do that. If I push you down this hill, your ass will bounce. I'm not trying to do that. Stuff like that. So anyway, let's move on to question number 10. Male, 22 to 30, out of Vallejo. That's Vallejo, California. Every now and then she has a go at me because I've not introduced her to my parents. I tell her how pleased I am that she is now ready to meet them, and I try to take the heat out of her mood. Instead of it turning into a discussion about when we can all get together, she has a go at me for not having already introduced them. It doesn't matter how much I try to move the conversation to arrange a meeting or try to affirm her right to keep things as they are. She just uses it as an excuse for an argument. She always ends the argument by saying that now she doesn't want to meet them anymore and it's all my fault, and follows it up with a big firm "the subject is now closed" and a big cold shoulder. She refused to outright say if she really wants to meet them soon or not, but has given me strong hints in both directions. I've told her I would love for her to meet them and that I'm also happy to keep things as they are if she doesn't feel ready. We're 1.5 years in a long distance relation. There's a big age gap, different race and religion. And at the same time, we get on very well. We talk every day. She regularly tells me I'm the one. Things generally are going very well otherwise. This problem comes back every month or so, framed in exactly the same aggressive, negative way. What to do? What do you think she's really saying? What is she really saying? She's really saying, I'm a stupid bitch. You just haven't figured that out yet. That's what she's saying. See, I don't understand this kind of behavior. I don't have the patience for this. I don't have the patience. My thing is like, are we going to meet my parents, or you going to meet them or not? There's only two answers, yes, no. Okay, there's nothing else. There's no argument. There's no blame shifting, this and that. If she don't want to meet him, then she doesn't want to meet him. Now, are you okay with that? And who has a long distance relationship for 1.5 years? What's wrong with you? You're better than me, sir, because I would have told her where she could shove all her ideas and her arguments and everything else and blocked her and been done with this. I'm not going through no kind of changes like this. I don't have this kind of patience. And my thing is, she talking about, well, she doesn't want to meet him, then make sure that she sticks to that. If she ever brings up meeting your parents again, say, no, you're never going to meet my parents. Never. That's not going to happen. Just you take charge of that. They're your family. So you say, no, you're banned from meeting my parents because you act stupid. I'm not trying to have them let them know that I'm dating an idiot who can't make up her mind about shit and always going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So no, that's off the table. You talking about the subject is closed. You meeting my parents, that subject's closed. If that's not good enough and you want to break up, we can do that too. You know what I mean? But it's like, where are all these weak men coming from? I just don't understand that these guys having all these women just yank them around. It's like you just can't have a dude who's regular, who has like, some strong person. He's like stands up for himself. They either have these ones with a woman are running over him like a vacuum cleaner, or you have the ones who are like want to beat you up and stalk you and act a fool. It's hard. Where's the dudes that's like normal in the middle? It's like they're at one end of the spectrum or the other. I just don't understand what's going on with our young men these days. Well, let's not blame things on mothers because we don't have any evidence to that. See, this is what I try to get. Don't be trying to come up with scenarios in your own mind. I mean, you could do that. You could just keep it to yourself because you don't have no proof of any of that in this letter. Okay? You don't know nothing about this boy nor his mama. So let's not even propose that as an option. We're not talking about his mother anyway. That's trying to divert attention away from what the subject, which is him and this stupid girl. Not his mother, what she might have done, might have said, might have had in the past. And she's not a part of this conversation. We're talking about this boy and how he is responding to this girl that him in his mid-20s, a grown-ass man, is doing. Okay, don't have nothing to do with his mama. Yeah, they always want to blame somebody's mama. These motherfuckers damn near 30 years old. He don't matter what his mother, even if she did do that, he's plenty old enough to change his mind and do what he wants to do because that's what grown men do. So sitting around blaming somebody's mother when they're 30 years old, that is some bullshit. We're not doing that. Not here. Not here. Mm-mm. Let's stick to the subject. Question number 11, female 40 to 49 from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Things have been very rocky for 8 months, going steadily downhill for 2 years. Wow. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Thank you. We have 2 children. Last week I told my husband that I wanted a divorce. He says no. A flat no, it's not happening. He can't do it. He's been divorced before. He admits his behavior over the last year hasn't been good enough and he hasn't been present or involved. So I've told him I love him, but I'm no longer in love. He asked what love is anyway. Wow. I can't live in a eggplantless, affectionless marriage for another 40 years. There have been ultimatums and serious discussions about separating before, but he's finally starting to pay it some attention. He's a good guy and a good father, but he's not listening. I think he thinks that if he keeps telling me it will be okay, that he'll get his way. I've agreed to counseling, but we'll be going into it with 2 very different goals. His is to make it work. Mine is to have an amicable divorce. I'm absolutely sure of my decision. We're good friends who have children. The spark is gone, and we have very different views on what we want out of life. I don't want it to get to the stage where we are arguing every day and lose our respect for each other. He thinks I'm being idealistic and we can sort it all out. But we can't. I no longer desire him or want him as a partner. We're basically platonic roommates. I know he was shocked. I know it takes time, but he can't say no forever, can he? We both work. There's no affair or anything. How do I keep pushing this? Like so many things over the course of our marriage, I'm the one having to be the grown up and make the decision. What can I do to get him to accept the fact that the marriage is over and I'm leaving? By leaving. Right now, all you're doing is running your mouth. You ain't done shit. You haven't even gone to an attorney. You ain't served him with no papers. You haven't found a place to move. You haven't done anything. You're just talking shit. So, of course, he's going to not believe you and be talking all this stuff because you haven't done anything. Okay? Because women who are serious about leaving their husbands, they leave. They don't sit around talking about it. They leave. You ain't gone nowhere. But, I understand what you mean, though. And I think this is something I think a lot of men don't understand. Women fall out of love with you a little bit at a time. She's constantly telling you, we don't spend enough time together. We don't talk. I feel like I don't know you. We're not close. We never make love. We never, okay, these are your woman's cry for change in the relationship. She wants more from you. She wants involvement from you. She wants a connection with you. Okay, you ignore it because you feel like, well, I'm happy, so everybody's happy. So a year go by, 2 years, she's still talking the same stuff. She's still trying to get your attention. She's still trying to get time and affection with you. You don't give it. You just tell her, it's fine. Everything's fine. It'll be fine. It's not. While you do what you want to do. Okay, now day by day, every time you do that, she's falling a little bit more out of love with you until the day when she wakes up and she realizes she can't stand your ass no more. And the relationship is over. Any love she had for you is gone. She gave you 150 chances and you fucked them all up. So then you want to act brand new. You want to act like, well, this came out of nowhere. No, motherfucker, she's been telling you this for the last 2, 3, 5 years. And you didn't pay attention because it wasn't what you wanted to hear. Okay, so now she's done. And this is what dudes need to understand. When a woman tells you that she doesn't love you anymore, that she doesn't care, okay, she's reached the point where it's called apathy. When she doesn't give a shit about you, whether you live, die, breathe, eat, keel over, she don't care. Okay, your marriage is over. As long as she's still mad at you, there's still some emotion there. But if she's not even mad anymore, it's a wrap. You can forget it. She has done everything. She's already healed from the loss of the relationship as well. So when she moves out, she can start dating somebody 20 minutes later because she's already done all her healing. You just gonna be starting because you wanted to act brand new, like you didn't hear her, like what she was telling you wasn't important. So see, this is the kind of thing that happens, and then you get these 5-letter groups online complaining that women always leave and women file for divorce. This is why. They give you all these chances and you don't freaking listen. And then when she finally leaves and you want to get online and be mad. She left me. Well, yeah, she sure did. And you know why? Because you were a piss poor husband. A sorry ass boyfriend. You didn't give her what she needed to stay with you. So she left. So don't be mad at her. Be mad at yourself. You did that to yourself. So that's what you do, girlfriend. You stop running your mouth talking and selling wolf tickets, and you go and you get an apartment and you move in there. And on the day that you move, you give him the divorce papers. So you should be getting all your ducks in a row now, putting aside money, doing stuff that you need to do to make this happen. But you ain't doing nothing. I mean, writing to me is good. Saying you're going to therapy, I guess. I don't know what's the point of that, but whatever, if that's what you want to do. But, that's what you should be doing. That's the moves you should be putting in place right now so that once you get through with this joke therapy y'all doing, you can have a place to move to. Okay? And decide what you're going to do about the kids. So, you have some things that you need to plan on and discuss with an attorney what your, options are. Question number 11. Oh, wait, that was 11. Question number 12. Female, 22 to 30, from Wellington, New Zealand. I have been with my boyfriend, who's a male 30, for 9 months now. When we met, he was unemployed and struggling financially while trying to land sub jobs as a teacher. Fast forward 3 months, he landed a temporary part-time contract teaching at a high school. I'm an elementary school teacher myself and have had my position for 5 years now. During lockdown, we both taught online, then spent the summer together. Towards the beginning of our relationship, we had more time. He was on me about wanting to do more adventures, hobbies, and things together. I honestly feel like COVID played a role in me dragging my heels to get out of the house. We didn't do much. He has been struggling. He works from 7 a.m., teaches a day's worth to kids, and doesn't leave the building until 6. Some days he goes home after work and works until 11, grading papers and preparing lessons. We do not live together, but when he is working, I try my best not to bother him with texts. This means some days he will exchange a few messages, and that is it. If we get lucky, he will take an evening off work, and sometimes I sit and wait while he responds to student emails, reads new articles, or plays a video game. Other times I do get to watch a movie with him with no interruptions. That seems to be all we do now. Some weekends he chooses to take Friday evening off and then commits to full working days Saturday and Sunday. Recently he told me that working at my kitchen table while I'm at my house helps keep him focused. This works fine on Sundays when I'm working and planning for the week, but I'm starting to feel a bit trapped and lonely. I was cooking and eating dinner, watching movies and everything by myself. Work is his first priority. I feel like I'm fighting an uphill battle. It's hard not to compare his previous desire to spend time with me versus what I'm currently getting right now. Okay. And then something happened. Okay, so but they wanted to make plans. Okay, wait. I asked him when we'd be hanging out tonight because that was the plan, and his response was around 8. But if I wanted to make plans with someone, say, until 11, that would be fine. He followed up by saying we will probably hang, but it's safe to assume that we aren't going to hang tonight, so there are no hard feelings. He said I could make other plans and treat him as a backup plan. What the fuck? She says, how do you balance your need for someone to be present emotionally and physically while respecting his need to work and get a good review? Am I missing something? Am I asking too much? First of all, this is a mere boyfriend of 9 fucking months. 9 fucking months. And you going through all of this drama? Are you crazy? You act like this is your husband and you owe him all this time and attention and loyalty. The second he don't have time for you, you're supposed to break it off, girlfriend. That's what single women do. You don't be in no struggle love with him. It's great that he's unemployed and now he's got a job and all this stuff and he's committing himself to doing a good job. That's what a young man is supposed to do. But you know what? What a young woman's supposed to do in a relationship is get her needs met. So his need to do that is coming up dead against your need to have a relationship with somebody who's available to you emotionally, physically, sexually, and whatever else way. Okay, he ain't doing that. He's not going to do that for a minute while he does whatever he's trying to do to get a permanent position because he's just a substitute, right? So looking way ahead into your future, it's just going to be more of the same. So I'm going to ask you what you doing. Why are you wasting your time? You tell him, and it doesn't have to be an acrimonious split. You can just say, I can see that you have other priorities right now, and I'm not one of them. So I'm gonna leave the situation, and I wish you the best. I really do truly wish that find what it is that you're looking for, and that you be successful also, and you would really mean it because you don't have really any negative feelings about him. This is a matter of you both coming to an acceptance that the situation right now that he's offering you is not going to meet your needs. He's telling you to put him on the back burner. So, see, when somebody tells you something like that, I mean, I hate to say it, but it sounds like he met somebody else, because there ain't all that much paper grading in the world. I'm sorry, but that's what it sounds like. He has to make time for this new, his work too, and her and you. So he's getting in a bit of a crunch here. But no problem, because like I said, you only dated him for 9 months anyway, so it's no big deal. It's not like y'all was, engaged or married or they living together, had kids together. I mean, you don't really have any ties to him. So just cut it off and move on. That's it. That's all. Question number 14. Oh, wait, did I skip something? I think I did. Yes, I sure did. Question number 13 rather. Female, 22 to 30 out of London. Me and my boyfriend have a 16-month-old baby boy, and he's a handful and is very clingy. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my boyfriend usually works, but due to COVID, he's been off since April. He thinks washing dishes and bottles at night is enough parenting, and if I ask him to help with anything else or take our son while I shower and get dressed, he makes it very obvious that he doesn't want to. He says he loves him, but he never plays with him or really spends any quality time with him. Our son still wakes during the night, and by the time I finally get to bed after doing bedtime and housework, it's about 11, and then I'm up multiple times during the night, and our son usually wakes up very early. I'm exhausted and need more help, but he makes such a big deal about it, I'd rather just struggle by myself. Last night I asked him to bathe me because I had a sore back, and he told me he shouldn't need to dress him or change it because he's done his share of parenting for the day. Wow. Damn, do other women have a similar experience or am I the only one? I mean, I know men avoid interacting with their kids, but to be so bold as to come right out and say, I've done my parenting for the day, like it's a chore. Huh. This leads me, I have so many questions here. Like, under what situation did you get pregnant? Did he want the baby? Did he tell you I didn't want a baby, but you wanted to have the baby anyway? And so he's got like some undercurrents of resentment, or did he want the baby? I mean, there's so much information here that would help me give a better answer that I just don't have. So I'm just going to roll with what you have here. And that is to tell him that parenting is a 24/7 job until your child is old enough to take care of him or herself. And under the law, that is your job as a parent. When you don't do that, they can put you in jail. They will take the child and they will arrest you for child neglect, child abuse, child endangerment. They have all kinds of things that they put, child in front of, and then they lock your ass up. So I would have a very serious conversation with this young lad and tell him, you somebody's daddy. You don't get to sit around and tell me what you did enough of. Because, there's something wrong here. And I don't know. Like I said, I have so many questions here, and I wish you had some people tell too much information, but in this case, you didn't give enough. So it's leaving me with a whole bunch of holes in the story to figure out how you got to this point. You know what I mean? There's a backstory here, and I would need to know that so that I can know why this happened and then I can give you some, full and complete response as to what needs to go on in the end part to address it. But just coming in the middle like this, I don't know I don't know what the story is with this guy. You didn't really give me any information about him at all. So all I can tell you, that's kind of like a midline answer is you can either have a serious conversation with him about the role of a father, and then ask him, does he plan to do that? And he's probably going to tell you no. So what you have to do then is be ready to be a single mama, because there's no point in you being in a home with this guy, and he's not doing anything. I mean, just go live somewhere else and get child support and just make the magic happen. You can hire babysitters. You can get like a little mother's help or some little high school kid or something to come in the afternoons and help you with him. The kid probably like it anyway because they have somebody else to play with besides you. So yeah, that's the best I can do with this girlfriend, because there's just too many holes. I have too many questions and there's no answer for it. Yeah, but he can't be over it. You stuck your dick up somebody and made a goddamn baby. You don't get to be fucking over it. Okay, if you want to be over it, you're supposed to cover that shit up and keep your dick in your pants where it belongs, where people don't make babies because their dick is in their pants. That's what you're supposed to do. Now, see, that's the conversation he would get from me. But, she's not like me, because in this thing, to tell that goddamn baby, you're going to stay in that bed. I don't care if fuck you scream your head off. You're going to stay in there. I'm not coming in here to pick you up, and we're not playing no games at midnight, 1, 2, 3 a.m. Your little ass is going to be asleep. So, the fact that the kid can cry and he don't want to stay up all night and all that stuff, see, you've done that by, giving him entertainment. So you don't pick them up, you make sure they're okay, and then you walk back out the room. They cry, so what? They'll get over it. It lasts 2 or 3 days, and then they go to bed and it's fine. You know what I mean? I don't know. These parents being too indulgent. So that's, this part that you being exhausted from the kid not sleeping, that's your fault. Stop spoiling that brat. Make him lay down and stay in the bed. Let him scream till his lungs fall out. He'll be all right. He'll recover. Question number 14, female, 31 to 39, from Brooklyn, New York. Hi, Deb. I've been trying to deal with this issue for a while, but I think I may reach my limit soon. How do I deal with family members to stop forcing religion in my grief? My mother died in April from COVID. Oh, no. And I have been heartbroken ever since. This is hard enough without well-meaning family members, including my dad, trying to use religion to address my grief. I've stated numerous times to multiple people that religion does not comfort me, and all the Bible thumping is doing is pissing me off. My aunt, who is a Jehovah's Witness, gave my number to a member of her church who calls me wanting to talk about God, even though I politely told her I'm not in the mood for that. Oh, you need to channel your inner Deb. All this shit will come to a screeching halt. My dad in particular tells me it's not right to be angry at God and that I shouldn't blame him for what happened. I was done on Thanksgiving when my dad led grace and said that we didn't blame him, capital him, for God, I guess. And it's not capital H, his fault my mom is gone. Dad also prayed that we would remain faithful. I told my older brother my feelings yesterday, and he says I should have brought it up then, but I didn't want to make an awful day worse. It was our first Thanksgiving without Mom. Oh, yeah, I could see how you wouldn't want to do that. My mom was very religious, and I get that people want to comfort me, but it's getting old and it's making me more angry than anything. What do I do? It's not like people don't know that I haven't been religious in years. I believe, but don't go to church. I don't go to church or believe it. So they would know, anybody who came to me just saying that, because when my mother died, but everybody knows me, so everybody knew, don't say that shit to her because you get cussed out. Don't dare do that. Not to me. So my thing, like the lady who's the Jehovah's Witness calling you want to talk about God, just tell her, look, I was polite to you the other time when you called, but bitch, don't call me with that bullshit no more. I know I didn't give you my number. I didn't give you permission to be calling me. My busybody ass aunt gave you my number. You don't have the right to call me right now. I'm telling you not to. I don't give a fuck about your God. My God took my mama from me. So that's where I am with this. And I mean, even though, people are going to be all offended and stuff, but let me explain something to you. They're offending you by stucking those nasty, stupid-ass religious platitudes down your throat. That shit don't mean nothing. These niggas be saying that shit all the time. It don't mean shit. They sit up there, God don't put nothing on you that you can't handle. God called her home. God this, God that. And then, you sit up there and say, you know what, fuck your God. If God ain't shit, look at my poor mother. She had to leave here before she was ready and suffered and couldn't even fucking breathe on her last breath. You gonna tell me that I should be happy about what God did? Fuck you and God. How about that? And watch all of that come to a screeching halt. Nobody will ever say shit to you about God, Jesus, the Bible, nothing ever again. Now, do you have do you have the nuts to say something like that? Because the Thanksgiving dinner would have been an opportune time because everybody was there. They all could have heard it at one time. So what you're going to have to, doing it now, you're going to have to just tell one or two people. And then the word, of course, is going to spread like wildfire through the rest of the family, but it's not going to be from your lips. So it's not going to carry the same energy, the same strength. It's going to be them saying, oh my God, this is what she said to me. Can you believe it? But, that's fine. I don't, my whole thing is I just don't care. And you tell me some shit I don't that's not part of who I am as a person, ain't part of my journey, and you gonna be stuffing that shit down my throat. You know what? You have taken your life and your feelings in your hands. Cause you telling Deborah some bullshit like that, I'ma look at you, I'ma give you that look, and that means I'm gassing up. This expression here, like, oh yeah, I'll get ready to rip your fucking face, that eyebrow shoots up, and then I start moving my head around, and then I start talking. It's like, I don't know, I just feels like a little routine my body goes through. It's like that's this engine starting. And then I mash the gas. And once the gas is mashed, all kind of shit start flying out of my mouth, and your feelings start getting hurt, and your feelings shredded, and all kind of stuff be happening. So in a situation like this, when people are grieving, you don't stuff your shit down their throat. You shut the fuck up. You say, baby, I am so sorry. I know you're hurting. Something like that. I mean, that's what I say to people. I acknowledge their feelings. I acknowledge their pain. I understand how much it hurt you. It's so sad. I was there with you not too long ago myself. Stuff like that. But you don't tell them these stupid platitudes that black folks like to shove down people's throat. Well, God this and Jesus that and, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hate that shit. That shit will get you so cussed out. So anyway, you're being very polite because a lot of people are very polite with their family members. But see, I think, people, you should give back the respect that they give you. And right now, these people, by continuing to shove this down your throat, when you've already told them that this is not, it's ain't working for you and not to talk to you like that, they're doing it anyway. That's that lack of respect to you. So see, my thing is once you disrespect me, especially if I done already told you not to do it and you do it anyway, oh, then it's all bets are off. You could be my grandmother. I'm going to cuss your ass out. I don't give a fuck. That's how we are. My dad's side of the family, everybody cuss at everybody. It's like, they don't care. Parents cuss at the kids cuss at the parents. The aunties cuss at each other. The uncles cuss at each other. Everybody just cussing each other out. It's just crazy. That family is out of control. My mother's family is a lot more genteel. They don't really cuss that much, only me. But, it's just kind of really interesting. I've tried to figure out how them two people got together. But anyway, I digress. But that's what you do, girlfriend. You're going to have to find it in you to go smooth off. Okay? And once you do, and you throw in a few F's and shits and goddams and all this kind of stuff, they'll leave you alone. See, they're not taking you seriously right now because you're being all polite and gentle with it. You better channel your inner Deb and get gully. Question number 15, female, 31 to 39 out of Memphis. My question is about protocol on the job and a relationship with a peer. My coworker is now considered a senior citizen. She's 60 plus years old. Suddenly, she tapped me and told me that she bought a dress online that might fit my size. And she wanted me to check it out for the next day and that she will bring it. Well, I know that she wanted me to buy it, but that's not how I buy my dresses. What I usually do is go to the mall and go from store to store until I get the perfect dress that I wanted. I really invest on my dresses, contrary to my usual outfit inside the office. That may be the reason why she's thinking that we'll buy the dress instantly because it's not expensive and I look like I don't buy expensive clothes. That online shop that she's talking about offers cheaper prices, but the quality is just not up to par. How should I handle this? How should I handle this? All you have to do, you just getting yourself all worked up over nothing. You're going to look at the dress. Okay, you're going to look at the dress. You're not going to like the color. You're not going to like the style. It don't go with nothing that you have. How much is it? Oh, that really isn't in my budget. I'm Christmas, this and that, all this other stuff. You have all kind of excuses that you can use besides coming at the lady like this. Okay, this is someone that you work with. And in spite of the fact that you think that this is something that's just between the two of you, every single thing that you do and every interaction that you have with your coworkers is noted by management. Okay, how you handle this, which I'm glad you wrote so you could get a clue, how you handle stuff like this could reflect on you in ways that you don't even know. You don't know who's watching, looking, listening. Okay, so you got to be very discreet and astute when you're at work. So you're going to be polite and you're going to be professional and you're going to respect the fact that this woman is an elder. Okay? Watch what you say to her at the job. So like you tell her she's going to bring the dress and you're going to find some reason why you don't like the dress. Okay? But then again, what if you do like it? Or what if it's something that's cute that might not be for you, but maybe your 16-year-old cousin, niece, somebody might really like the little dress? What would you do? Should you just buy the dress? I would say yes, if you have the money for it. Because, teenagers, they don't care about quality. They just like to have a lot of clothes. They like to have a lot of stuff that looks different so they can wear different outfits. So if you have some young ladies in your family that it would fit and she's going to sell you the dress for $15 or something, then get it. If you donate it to Goodwill. You see, are you feeling me? Okay? This is a political bomb, but then you just let her know, I prefer to buy my clothes, whatever way you say and stuff, but thank you for thinking of me, in this one instance. But you watch how you handle this and you watch what you say and watch your face when you talking to this woman because your whole tone here, is kind of not too good. So you want to fix that. All right? Let's move on. Question number 16, female, 20 to 30 out of San Antonio. Hi, Auntie Deb and Cousin Candace. Thank you for choosing my letter. Oh, C be all up in her feelings every time somebody includes her name. I just want to put that on the record. She be like, look, they said thank you to me. Look. They said thank you to me too. Like, yeah, whatever. So I've been recently dating a seaman. He works on an oil tank for 2 months straight, and then he spends 2 months at home. So basically, he's gone for 6 months every year. We went on a couple of dates. We knew each other for just 3 weeks before he decided to leave for 2 months. He said we will continue our relationship online for the time being, see where it takes us, and reevaluate once he's back. Since we only had just met, I don't mind about him being gone. We did decide to put a hold on us until he's back. We agreed to use this time apart to get to know each other more and hopefully become closer. Sadly, our communication has been a bit inconsistent. Calls are impossible because Wi-Fi doesn't catch good enough, and so are messages and pics. He usually takes more than an hour to respond, even though he's complaining how bored he is over there. And basically, he's just either in his cabin or navigating a ship. Before he left, I thought we would chat all the time since he painted to me how bored he gets out there and there was nothing to do. But since he's gone, the reality has been completely different. So I fail to understand why we don't chat more. When we do, it's very nice. We have lots of things to say. Today's example, and it's like this every day, she says, me sending him a pic of what I'm doing. He replies 2 hours later saying, oh, that sounds great, blah, blah, blah. I read but don't respond just yet because he took so much time to reply. Then he sees I didn't respond. He retexts. Him again, I'm missing your messages. What are you up to? Me, I respond to them pretty immediately and to answer. Him, again, takes 2 hours to respond. So my question is, why is he doing that? Is he not interested, or does he not look like want to not look too eager? I like him and want to keep being close while he is away, but it's impossible when he is stalling our chat all the time with no apparent reason. Of course, he never explains why he takes hours to respond, but if I don't, he will go, I miss you. What should I do? You're 22 to 30. That's too old to be acting this thirsty. Thirsty! Girlfriend, you act like you need a straw. Just suck up all the water on the fucking planet. What are you doing? You knew this man for 3 weeks. He's going to be gone 2 months. What are you doing? When he left, you're supposed to say, well, it was nice knowing you. That's what you do. I'm not understanding all this angst and focus on him. You should be dating other people like he is. That's why his ass is too busy. He busy texting all kind of bitches. This ain't just you, because he's not committed to any of you. A lot of dudes on these ships, they be on like what you call them dating sites and stuff, just for the entertainment value, not because they want to really necessarily get with the women. They just want somebody to talk to and stuff. They can't get with them physically because they're in the middle of nowhere or they on a ship somewhere. So it's not like he got all these broads running in and out of his room or anything like that. Before people get the wrong idea, they do it because they want to have someone to talk to, and they like the variety. They like the excitement, of the new person, the new face. It's entertainment for them. So when you have a situation like this, you putting too much on it. You acting like y'all in a relationship with all these expectations and demands and feelings and stuff. This was just some clown, some little monkey clown you met and saw 3 weeks and then he disappeared. Okay, put this in the proper perspective. Don't text him anymore. Don't send him no pictures. If you hear from him, you hear from him. If you don't, you don't. But just let this, just do what you're doing. I wouldn't even want him to call me when he got back because I would be busy. I'm not going to be sitting around waiting for you for 2 months. Motherfucker, are you paying me to do that? Now, you kicking me down some money to sit here and wait for you. Well, then we might have a conversation. But I just met you, don't even know your middle name, don't know shit about you, and I'm going to be sitting around twiddling my thumbs, waiting for you to get off a goddamn boat? I don't think so. It ain't that serious. Well, seaman, well, it depends what they ship and what their job is. My uncle was a seaman for many, many years. He bought all kind of land. He did all kind of stuff with his money. Because it got us on a ship. But I have seasick issues. That wasn't going to work for me. But, yeah, you putting too much on this, considering you only knew him for 3 weeks. Question number 17, female, 22 to 30, out of Patterson, New Jersey. This guy approached me on Bumble, and we had a week of great conversations. We had many things in common. We've been working the exact same field. He suggested a date, and I said yes. I really liked our contact, and he was really curious to get to know him in real life. So at one point in our conversation, I asked him what he voted. I'm pretty interested in that because I think political preferences can tell something about someone's values and outlook on life. I voted Biden, and that was really clear to him because I had a quote of Harris in my photos. He responded to my question with, wow, that's a really personal question. I then explained myself that there's just curious because of the reasons I'm supposed to hear. Values, outlook on life and society. It's been 4 days, and I never heard from him again. Was it too personal question to ask? No, he was just embarrassed because he voted for that stupid-ass leprechaun-looking, big bird, fucked-up hairdo Trump. And he didn't want you to know because then you would have thought he was stupid. But we already know that he's stupid because otherwise he would have said, yes, me too. And see, that's how he don't have no game because even if, your average clown is going to be like, yes, me too. Because he's trying to get them panties. So whatever you like, he likes that too. You like Biden coming right up, me too. So, you just weeded him out. You dodged a bullet. That's all. That shows you what I think about that fucker. Yeah, so girl, please, you wasn't trying to be with him. He didn't want to embarrass himself and tell you that he voted for a loser. He didn't want you to know. So then you could have stood up and done the loser dance. Your boy lost. Ooh, ooh. Your boy lost. Ooh, ooh. My boy won. Ooh, ooh. Your boy lost. Ooh, ooh. Let's get it. Ooh. Ooh, Kamala Biden. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, and Trump is gone. Ooh, like that. He didn't want you to do that. Anyway, question number 18. Male, 22 to 30 from Coventry, England. The lady I met last Saturday told me tonight that she would be willing to go out with me tonight as friends. Man, I'm going to throw a party. It's going to be a virtual party, a goodbye motherfucker party. That's what I'm going to call it. Goodbye motherfucker. Okay, because I can't wait for that fool to be out of office. God, I wish, sometimes, you remember in the 60s when they used to have presidential assassinations every time you turn around, somebody was getting assassinated? What happened to them good old days? Male, 22 to 30, Coventry, England. The lady I met Saturday told me tonight that she would be willing to go out with me tonight as friends. That was shocking because not only did she make herself available 4 days after the first date, but she paid for the second day. So tonight on the phone, I mentioned we can meet up after the holiday, and that's when she said, "Can we go as friends?" Normally, when a woman wants to be just friends to make up an excuse not to see me again, like a sick relative or busy work schedule. But this time, I saw someone 5 days after the date, and she enjoys talking to me as friends and had a nice time. So I decided to spend $200 tonight on 4 different dating memberships to see what can happen before the year is over. Because of right now, I have 0 options. LOL, he says. So I won't be going out as friends, so her number is deleted. Definitely the weirdest experience of my dating life, and here I am thinking I was doing everything right. So I'm upset and will probably be up until 3 a.m. and we'll start fresh again tomorrow. Do you have a pep talk for me that will help keep me going? Um, okay, this is what happened. Let me explain something to you because you guys don't understand this one thing here. If you have a woman that you're going out with, and at first she was interested in you romantically, right? But either by the end of the date or the next date, she offers to pay her way. That there's no interest in her for you for anything other than a conversation, what people call quote friends. You should know that. A lot of guys don't understand that. They think that, that they're being modern and, the woman's paying her half and all this kind of stuff. If a woman volunteers to pay her half, she's putting up a boundary, sir. And that boundary is putting you over there and her over here. And she doesn't make sure that you don't have any designs of thinking that she owes you anything, that she's trying to use you in any way, that she wants a free meal off of you or anything. She's making it very clear. This is me over here and that's you over there. And that ain't shit happening here of a romantic nature, home skillet. That's what she was telling you. You didn't get it though. Okay. Can we go as friends? Because see, you shouldn't even have had that conversation. Once she paid for the second date, that was your goodbye. That was the death knell. So you calling her talking about let's meet up after the holiday, and she's saying let's go as friends. She's like, why didn't you get it when I paid for the second date? That's my goodbye present to you. So dudes need to understand it. No, that doesn't mean he's stingy. It just means that she paid because she was sending him a very clear message. Right. He got friend zoned. That's what women do. That's the message. When she offers to pay, she's putting you in the friend zone. Guys don't notice that. Yeah, it's a burn notice for real. So don't necessarily look at him as being the stingy. She offered to pay. He wasn't being stingy. She called him and offered to, she wanted to go out on the second date and she offered to pay. Offered. Okay, once she did that, that was his notice that whatever, I like talking to you, I guess, but ain't gonna be no kissing, hand holding, screwing going on between the two of us ever. Not gonna happen. That was what she was telling him by that move, you know? So you guys need to understand what it is. The ones want to crow about, well, yeah, because they be paying their way to that. But then you think that somebody's gonna pay their way and still be interested in you as a man. See, those two things don't go together. She's gonna let you treat her as a woman and have how men do romantic traditional courting behaviors, only if she's interested in you that way. If she's not, then she gonna pay, and then that's the breaks right there. Ain't shit happening after this. So those of you who get mad and like, well, she led me and she just said, no, she didn't. You just don't understand nothing. You dense in the head. So, that's all I can tell you, dude. So you did right to go and, try to find something else. I don't know the dating sites are it, but I guess you don't really have too much other options since all the clubs and stuff are closed because of COVID. But, I'd be interested. Drop me a note. Let me know how it goes. Yeah. If I like you, you can take me everywhere. I'm going to be all over you. But if I'm not feeling you, I'm going to be putting down my credit card. I ain't paying for yours, though. I'm paying for mine. Question 19 of 22. This is a female, 31 to 39, out of Scarborough, Canada. So this has never happened to me before, and I'm still confused as to what to do. I met a guy on Bumble, and we really hit it off. We are both in our early 30s, both single parents and connected well, including tons of chemistry. He said that he is also looking for a relationship and to mesh as a family with potential partner. His son is 4, mine is 10. At the end of our coffee date, I thanked him for treating me. He said, "You can treat me next time." Oh, no, nah, fired. And had a huge smile. He then proceeded to give me the most amazing hug I have ever had. It lasted for probably 20 seconds. I kept waiting for him to let go, and he wasn't. He would have got a knee in the groin. He'd be hugging me that much. Of course, I was nervous and a bit tense, but halfway through the hug, I completely relaxed and literally melted into his arms. She need to be writing some Harlequin romance novels. Then he said he had got to go pee, and as he went into the cafe where we had coffee, he said he would text me later. So I repeated him, "Okay, text me later," and he confirmed I will. Those were all positives. The negatives were he kept checking his watch, then his cell phone. It was really turning me off, but halfway through the date, he told me a friend of his was acting suicidal and that he wished he could stay longer, but that he might also have to cut the date short to go check on him since the other friends weren't going to. He even showed me the text conversation on his phone while reading it out loud. The guy went out with on the date is a recovering drug addict of 4 years. He really turned his life around after his son was born, and I appalled him greatly, but it seems he still has some friends who do that, and he tries to help them out whenever possible. I was disappointed but understanding about it all. The thing is, I haven't heard from him yet, and it's been 2 days. I know he said he would text me, but I'm getting concerned. Should I reach out anyway? If so, what do I say to text? No, you don't. You block his number. You have a 4-year-old kid, and you're gonna be trying to get your 10-year-old. His is 4. You have a 10-year-old son, and you be trying to get yourself involved with some shady acting ex drug dealer person who claims he's an ex drug user. Claims, his behavior is acting very drug like. The tweaking. He's tweaking. You need to lose his number. And it's great that he gave you a hug and all that old shit, but you just need some affection because you just all too much in it because somebody gave you a damn hug and bought you a cup of coffee. Okay, once he told me, well, I'm a recovering drug addict, I've been like, garçon, check please. And I would have been out. I don't do alcoholics. I don't do drug addicts. I don't do porn addicts. I don't do gambling addicts. I don't do abusers. I just don't do baby daddies. I don't do men with accents. I don't do men with them rolls of hot dog fat things on the back of their neck. I don't do a whole men with long fingernails looking like a woman. I don't do men who have a girly laugh. I don't do the men that have a butt bigger than me. You can't have hair longer than me either. Okay, I don't do them big Santa Claus beards that people like to be wearing these days, looking like a statue in Egypt or some shit. I don't do those things. So once you told me that you was on that list talking about something about some dead, some drugs and stuff, see, I'm out. Deuces. Deuces. Mm-mm. You better than me, but you better watch who you hanging out with and you bring around your son. Stop this. He's of the wrong moral cloth. No, she tripping. You know them statues that they got they had that beard and they got that little cap on and they had that long ass pointy beard? No. Question number 20. Male, 31 to 39, no location. We got 2 with no location. Many people have disqualifiers when vetting someone, such as no job, smoking, etc. What I was just talking about. Would you suggest that someone who openly admitted that they cheated in the past would be a good option? For me, I think once a cheater, always a cheater. I recently met someone in public and we were just talking and texting. Although it is on a platonic level, there's definitely some sort of chemistry and attraction, she said. She openly admitted to cheating in her last relationship, which was 3 years ago. So what's that got to do with you? My thing is this. And I will tell people in a minute, there's 2 kinds of people that cheat. There's a kind who are habitual. They can't commit to nobody. Okay, they can't They just hoes, and they have like some real issues, and they just go from person to person. They lie about it. They just are just a hot mess. Okay, those kind of people. That's one people, and for those you're correct. Once those cheaters are cheater always. Then there's people who cheat on an incidental level. It happened one time, maybe two, over the course of their entire lifetime. And it was based on what was happening, particularly in that relationship at that time. And it's not their nature, it's not their personality. It was based on that situation. Now, how would you know the difference? If you're a mature adult, you now in your 40s, and someone tells you about a relationship they had in their teens or early 20s where they cheated, and you still holding that shit against them at 45, you're an idiot. Young people do all kinds of dumb shit. All kind of stuff that they do when they're immature. That's why I told you young dudes are not a good bet. 22, 21, 23, and you putting all the stock in them, expecting them not to cheat. You're being dumb. Okay? That's not going to happen. That's what a part of immaturity. The girls do it, the guys do it. That's just what happens at that age. They don't even, I mean, they can't even keep commitments to go to work. You know, they be half doing that. They fuck up in school. They drop out of school. They cut class. I mean, young people do all kinds of stuff that they're not supposed to do. Okay, so for you to want to talk about, single out that one thing and talk about it 20 years later and say, well, you know, once a cheater, always a cheater. Okay, you're an idiot. And you're not allowing for a person to grow and change and finally grow up. You want to hold them to that same standard. The problem there is you. It's not them. Now, if you have seen no evidence of anything happening and they tell you about the situation, okay, they're being very open. That means they learned about it. They learned about themselves, you know. Everybody goes through stuff when they're young. Now, if they just did it and they in their 30s or 40s and they just did it in their last 3 relationships, well, then that's a different story. What's going on with you? There's a pattern. So that's why I say you have to have conversations with people and figure you have to use your own sense of discernment and your maturity to figure out if this person is a good bet or not. Now, you know, I can't tell you that. You're going to have to be the one to decide that. But I'm telling you how I would assess it. Yeah, everybody dusty in their 20s. Expecting anything else, you just going to get your feelings hurt. Okay, people are just stupid. That's the bottom line. So, you know, I don't know what else to tell you. So I can't agree with you there. You know, if you're going to have that mentality and you're in your 30s and you're going to have, you know, where you're going to eliminate every single woman who ever maybe cheated on a man at any phase of the relationship. Because, you know, sometimes the relationship, you already be split up with them. You're not married, I mean, you're not divorced yet, but you definitely ain't with them no more. You separated, you've been to court, all stuff, right? Technically, legally, you're still married, right? But you get a boyfriend. Okay, to that man, you're a cheater. Does that really qualify as cheating? See, only you would have to be able to you would have to determine that. Yes, technically they are still married. I guess suppose technically it is cheating. But is it really? You know, in a matter of fact way? Because the dude is already on his way out. You know what I mean? So you have to think about that. So I can't answer that question for you. Question number 21, female 31 to 39, no location provided. Dear Deborah, I would like to thank you first for your advice on various topics. I enjoy them very much. My story, I met this guy online. I wasn't looking for him. He added me and love bombed me with constant texts and phone calls. I was 21 at the time and a bit naive. I never gave men the time of day. I was very cautious when it came to men, but he grew on me. After 5 years, I loosened up a bit and opened up to him. He was going to school and I was too. Anyway, long story short, since was a long distance relationship, I asked him a couple of times, why are you interested in me? He assured me that I was the only woman for him. Anyway, I happened to be in his state and I reluctantly texted him and told him I was there. We set up a day and a time via text. The day came, he did not text me or call me. I did not ask him why. I went with my plans I had with my friends and then went back to my state. After about a week, he texted me asking if I had left. He knew I was leaving. He said I should have called him. I ignored and blocked him everywhere. Then about less than a year, I unblocked him only to find out that he had gotten married. So I assumed this is why he didn't want to be seen with me. I was very guarded before him. Now I'm back to having my guards up. My problem is I'm very anxious about men. I don't trust them at all. I do want to have a family of my own. How do I get past this? No one taught me how to navigate the dating world. My mom passed away when I was 5. I live with my elderly dad and my brothers. I had to learn to be a woman completely on my own. Thank you. Wow, this is a heavy question for this column, but let me get you started. In a situation where a man, as you say, you met somebody online and he started love bombing you and with constant texts and phone calls, that is called that's a narcissistic love, as you call it, love bombing. That's what I call a full court press. They be on you. Now, the main number one thing is for a young girl, a man who is out of your state, out of your reach, out of your local vicinity, you don't give him the time of day. Because they're going to have them kind of flirtatious relationships with 100 different women online. That's what they do. Okay, so a dude coming at you like that, you immediately put him over there in the idiot category, and you don't invest any time or money, emotions, phone calls, text, nothing to with this man. You do not give him your phone number. You don't be involved with him at all. Okay, because he's a loser. He's just a thirsty hoe loser. Okay, understand that. Now, nobody told you that. I'm telling you right now. So all of this other stuff with this dude, had you had that one piece of information, you could have avoided all of this. Now, would that mean that every other man that you met might not act like that? No, it doesn't mean at all. But it means you wouldn't waste time with this one. 5 years? No. As far as the thing, there's a video here that I did called Vetting. That's the title of it. So just search that on the channel. And it gives you a lot of, very direct information about what kind of things you should be looking at to decide if a guy is one that you should, involve yourself with, align yourself with at all. It would be at least give you a good start. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. We're going on 900 videos on this channel. So pretty much anything that you want to know, you type in a short search string and search, and all the videos with that and the keywords or the title will pop up. And you can just go down the list and just listen to them. And, take notes about the things that you really are struggling with, because I talk fast. I give a lot of information. You might have to listen to some of them twice, maybe even 3 times. But between that you should have a really good idea. You spend about a month doing that. By the time the first of the year comes around, you should have a really good handle on the kind of stuff that you need to be looking at when a guy comes into your face trying to get with you. Because, once you are armed with information and you ask the right questions and you know how to process the stuff that they do and say to you, you're going to eliminate 95% of the drama in your life right off the bat. It's the women that don't have those tools that get caught up. But once you know what to look for, you can spot bullshit within 10 seconds. And then you be like, I have time for you, son. Get out of here. And then you move on. You don't get involved. So that would be my suggestion, because anything else I added to that, I've already said all of those things. You now, the responsibility is in your hands to avail yourself of the vast knowledge that's on this channel. And then, to take your notes. If a particular subject is really vibing with you, you might, like I said, want to listen to that one a couple of times. Make sure you absorb everything. But I can't really add anything new to this, because I've already said it. Let's go with the last question of the night. Female 31 to 39 from Eugene, Oregon, and she says, I broke up with my ex about a month ago because I felt that he didn't care much about me. The straw that broke the camel's back was when he forgot about my birthday. Wow. Like not even a birthday text. After I told him repeatedly when my birthday is and at the importance of my birthday to me. Besides that, I do feel that he doesn't remember much about me. He said sorry, but I didn't accept the apology. I called off the relationship, telling him that this is the last message I will ever be sending him, and I am never seeing him again. Maybe I overreacted, I don't know, but at that time, I was just very upset. When I tried to contact him after, he ignored my messages completely, so I thought he was annoyed or upset and didn't want to have any further contact, so I moved on. Now it's a month later. He just contacted me saying, quote, was trying hard to end the relationship, but I really can't. Even I do my best. I miss you badly. When I asked what he wants, he said, I understand your unhappiness, and I'm sorry for that. And I wish I do give you some good memories out of those bad wants. I replied that yes, we did share happy memories, and I was just disappointed with him, and that's all he wanted to say. Then okay, but thanks and bye. But he went further to say, I'm not perfect. And then I did try to care about you. Memorizing dates is not the only form of showing that you care. He added, I miss you and I want you. He now wants to know what I think about our relationship, but the truth is I'm at a loss. I did cry over our relationship initially after we broke up, but I managed to get over him after about a week or so. I accepted that that's the end of the relationship, and I really did move on with my life already. But after he recontacted me, the old feeling for him came rushing back. Oh, so I would like to ask you, Deb, was I unreasonable? Does he really want to reconcile or is he just lonely? And most importantly, should I forgive him and get back together or should I move on? Thank you for your advice. No, you're supposed to block him so that he can't be doing this bullshit. Don't you know this is just standard issue game? This was the same bullshit they always do. They want to see they want to see if you got with somebody else, if they still have a chance, if you still thinking about them, if you still miss them. It's an ego boost for them. If they can slide through and feed you some kind of bullshit and tap that ass, that's all he's trying to do. He ain't trying to get with you. And now do you think a man who forgets your birthday in this modern day and age with iPhones and Google calendars and alerts and Microsoft Outlook and all these different options that people have to cue in a date and have a reminder sent to them a month before, a week before, a day before, 4 hours before, 10 minutes before, that he couldn't have set all them alerts and alarms and stuff to remind him if he's that fucking forgetful? He didn't care about you. Get it through your head. Sitting up here trying to make excuses and talking about was I unreasonable? No, you finally was a woman that had some damn sense. You had boundaries and he violated them and you gave his ass the boot. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how you're supposed to be. So you go on your phone when you hear my answers to this and you block this motherfucker. Don't you ever give him a time of day. In this conversation, he's talking about this was your opportunity to cream him too. I understand your happiness. I do wish I gave you some good memories out of those bad ones. Now, what you were supposed to do at that moment is say, good memories, motherfucker, you don't even know how to spell it. You didn't give me shit but bullshit and drama. That's all you was good for. You added nothing but shit to my life. You stink. Your mama stink. Neither one of you bitches is shit. All you do is everywhere you go is bring drag and drama and a bunch of bullshit into people's lives. You ain't shit, motherfucker. Don't call me no more. Wasting my goddamn time like I have time to be looking at you and listening to this bullshit on my phone. Get the fuck out of here. You just wasted 10 minutes of my life. I'm not letting you waste no more of my time. Time is money, motherfucker. You owe me $50 for this. And then you hang up. You don't ever let them feel like, well, yes, we did share happy memories. That's how he knew he got you. Just so naive. Oh, my God. His phone ain't dried up. He just want to see if he could add her back into his stable. Yeah, it ain't about him not having no booty. They just want to make sure that they still have access to all the booties they've ever fucked. He don't want them. He not really. It's just an ego boost for him to be able to go from woman to woman, woman to woman, woman to woman, woman, running that game on him. So that's why you close that door. You don't let him. Yeah, motherfucker, give me some. Cash at me, that's my $50 fee. That's my listening to nigga bullshit fee. It's $50 every minute. Miss Cleo ain't got nothing on me. Yeah. I don't know. I just can't with these dudes. So, So that is our advice column, the lovely What the Fuck advice column of today, December 2nd, What the Fuck Wednesday. This show is normally on Tuesdays. We will be back on Tuesday, hopefully. And, I won't be eating so much. I won't be having stomach issues anymore. That was kind of bad. But, if you have a question and you want to get it and you dare to send it to me for an answer because you just never know which side of the fence I'm going to fall on with this, you can check the show description link below. There's a link you can submit. Just click it, submit your question on the form, and send it on in for another, for an upcoming show. That would be my recommendation. If you have a picture that you would like to see on a thumbnail, you can take a picture of yourself going, what the fuck? You need a what the fuck face. Email it to me. I'll put it on the thumbnail. We have a couple of of the channel visitors on some of them. It's too funny. So that would be send it to survivingdating@gmail.com. Remember to become a subscriber to this channel because we are preparing for our month-long video a day February. This will be the fourth annual one. A video every single day on this channel. The theme this year is self-love. As you see by these letters, that is missing in many, many women's lives. They don't love themselves at all. I'm going to do whatever I can in them 30 days to try to get that, get that turned around. But you guys, thank you so much for coming. Thanks for your patience for me not showing up yesterday. Thank you for your super chat donations. And for those of you who became subscribers to the channel today, I appreciate you. Let's try to get this up. I was trying to make 25,000 by the end of the year. We only got 900 to go. Okay, so y'all get the word out. Share a link or two. I appreciate you. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.